Guys, is Kaspa going to dip lower or we are going to see new highs? First of all, I would like to remind to everybody that this video is not a financial advice, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. And now let's have a look at the chart itself. So that is a 4-hourly time frame, and let's have a look now firstly how much actually we are dipping from the previous all-time highs. Kaspa reached all-time highs of almost 21 cents, and at the time of recording this video we are sitting at 6.5% of a dip for Kaspa, so that is nothing to be worried about. And now looking like bears are in control. Bears are trying to push the price of Kaspa towards the downside, at least on the 4-hourly time frame. Nonetheless, stochastic RSI is showing us that we have properly bottomed out. We still do have a little bit of a room for Kaspa to actually dip towards that, floor, just like we did in here, but that is still nothing. All right, so let's have a look at the daily time frame, and let's have a look how things are brewing on the daily time frame for Kaspa. So the first thing obviously is the fact that Kaspa is seeing that push towards the downside if it comes to stochastic RSI, and we could potentially go and probably bottom out for Kaspa, or we could see that mid-range in here with confirmations in here. So that is going to be roughly, let's say, mid-range for Kaspa. And now if we are going to dip properly, the first proper level of support for Kaspa would be probably in here, and that would put Kaspa at 18 cents. All right, so that is the first level of support for Kaspa to dip, but we also do have that level of support that leads us back to 1st of May, where we have actually went towards the upside. All right, so that is still going to be bullish in my opinion, because even if Kaspa is going to see that little healthy pullback and we are going to see the prices of 18 cents for Kaspa, that is still going to coincide with bullish uptrend for Kaspa, because we are reaching higher highs, as you guys can see. Maybe they are not very high, but obviously that pattern on its own is basically bullish, right? So I do believe that we are going to see the breakout towards the upside sooner rather than later. Let's see how long is this thing going to take, but let's say if Kaspa would continue on that uptrend, we could see the pullback if that is going to happen, and then we could see a new all-time highs for Kaspa at, let's say, 21 cents, right? And now very funny thing is that one of the subscribers, I believe one of the subscribers mentioned and said that people, it's funny that people believe that Kaspa can reach $9. Well, I never said that Kaspa can reach $9 in this cycle. Of course, everything is possible in crypto. Nonetheless, this is a proof of work project that is fair launched. And we do have to remember that it took a long time for BTC to actually be at current prices of 64K. All right, so things like that are going to take time. This is not proof of stake, and pumps are not going to be huge. All right, so now actually speaking about Bitcoin, all right, to actually determine of where we are in this cycle, I would like to remind to everybody that we are currently at Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. All right, so we do have let's say the floor support obviously, and we have a dip towards the downside, and that was that shaky. So if you had a limit order, I'm pretty sure that you are very happy for BTC being scooped in here. So now guys, everything is still going according to the plan, because sooner or later BTC is going to break outside of that Wyckoff accumulation schematics. Okay, that is going according to the plan in my personal humble opinion. All right, so now ladies and gents, let's have a look at Kaspa. All right, so market cap is sitting at 4.7 billion USD. We are sitting at number 22 in terms of the ranking, and the volume is sitting at 153.5 million USD. So the current reward is 98 Kaspa. The next one is going to be 92. Next reduction is scheduled in 2 days. We are sitting at 84.8% mined. Hash rate is sitting at 629 petahash per second, and all-time highs are sitting at 651 petahash per second. All right then, so now coming back to the chart guys, and let's actually have a look at the weekly time frame for Kaspa, and let's see if everything is actually going according to the plan. All right, so as I was mentioning in the previous updates, stochastic RSI is going towards the upside, and that is obviously a great thing. All right, I'm not saying that Kaspa is going to see the ceiling and we are going to see basically almost 100 if it comes to the pump on stochastic RSI, because we could see that pullback. All right, but this is obviously the scenario number 2. 2 for Kaspa, right? But if we are going to look at the zoomed out scenario for Kaspa, this chart is very bullish. So let's throw a rainbow at it and let's zoom it in a little bit. So as you guys can see, we are basically being pushed down from that psychological and technical level of resistance at that price on a weekly time frame, and let's see how that candle is going to close. If we are going to close bullishly green on that candle, that is going to be a very good signal for Kaspa in my opinion, right? So we still do have to wait around 2 days for this candle to actually close, but guys, everything is still going according to the plan. All right, we are trading between that purple color that belongs to that rainbow, and we are battling with that blue line at the moment. All right, but the first targets I would anticipate are going to be, you know, that greenish yellow zone that are going to put Kaspa at 30 cents before major pullback. Of course, I could be wrong. That video is not a financial advice, but that is my opinion, because if you guys are going to look, we are trading for quite a while in that range, right? So we are getting less and less Kaspa, obviously, as a reward, right? And if you guys are going to look at the emission schedule, I highly suggest that you also do your own research. That is pretty much no-brainer that Kaspa is going to see much higher prices, you know, in upcoming months, weeks, and years to come, of course. All right, so now let's have a look at this very interesting chart. So Mr. Shazam, big shout out, is saying that the downtrend is broken and new all-time highs are going to come at 50 cents. That is above my targets, and of course, if I'm going to be wrong in this particular case, I'm going to be very, very happy, because 50 cents, it's, you know, over 2x at the time of recording this video, of course. So now let's have a look at a couple of different charts to actually determine of where we are in this cycle. Shout out to Mr. L Crypto Prof, and this is total crypto market cap that is excluding Bitcoin on a 2 weekly chart. So he's saying that altcoins are on the verge of breaking out of months-long consolidation. We already seen this in 2016 and 2020. Big bull run for altcoins is coming. So guys, this is basically, well, based on the technicals, we can clearly see that altcoins are basically doing exactly the same thing as they did in the previous cycle. We had a huge accumulation in here, right? We can call this, let's say, a cap, all right? And we had the first leg outside of that cap, and then we have tested the top level of this cap as a support, all right? Cap without handle, we can call it that way. And after that, we broke the downtrend on a 2 weekly chart, and altcoins saw a huge parabolic run. So guys, we are at the verge of something legendary, I believe. And now shout out to the scalping pro. Bitcoin bears are calling for lower prices, but over 5 months of consolidation, BTC is trading at the same level. A long consolidation like this usually leads to a massive breakout. Guys, so obviously longer the consolidation for BTC and crypto market, bigger the future pump, alright? So I believe that the patience is going to be rewarded. Now shout out to Mr. Titan, and this is a monthly chart for BTC, and this is market seasonality. So it took 7 months last year for BTC to end its consolidation period before finally escaping the range to the upside in September. It is called market seasonality. Guys, if that rally is going to happen, well, if that is going to rhyme and repeat, we could see Bitcoin trading at around, let's say, 128,000, gearing up towards 140k. That would be beautiful. Let's see if that is going to play out. And another chart, but that is a total crypto market cap on a monthly chart. So that is obviously everything. So a golden cross, bullish cross at the monthly chart of the total market cap. This is another huge signal. Last time we saw something like this, it was in 2020, and that was also the start of the most exciting part of the whole cycle. Guys, if the history is going to rhyme on this chart, well, as on many others, of course, we could see a huge parabolic run for crypto market, all right? So guys, make sure that you are not getting shaken up. Another chart for altcoins. So the Bollinger Bands squeeze indicates low volatility and an explosive move to come. Guys, another thing is basically showing that we are experiencing that squeeze, and we are going to see that bullish flip sooner or later, and that logarithmic MACD is going to change to green color at some point, right? But please remember that this is a macro chart and this is a 2 monthly chart, so that is going to take a while for this actually to happen. But it still haven't happened yet. All right, so I do believe that these are the best times to actually accumulate. Not a financial advice, of course. And speaking about not getting shaken out, Mr. Scalping Pro is basically saying that this is where we are at the moment. All right, and this is where we were in the previous cycle. All right, so we could consider this as a halfway. All right, now another chart is saying that Bitcoin is currently trading within a descending broadening wedge, with the price holding above the MA ribbon support. The hash ribbons have also printed a buy signal. The short-term pullback in BTC resembles the last instance when the ribbons turned green. The price dipped immediately after, followed by some consolidation and a nice V-shaped recovery. As long as the price is holding above $60,000, dips are for buying. So guys, if we are going to look at the chart zoomed out, we can clearly see that this is nothing, all right, because we are still trading in that range and we are still trading above these MA ribbons. And of course we had this, local pullback that we also saw in here, but that was obviously a fake out. So I do believe that shake out many normies. Nonetheless, guys, longer term picture is definitely much more bullish. And now, speaking about the progress, guys, we are sitting at 41.9% according to Rect Capital. And now Mr. Sensei is saying that the bottom is here. And now we are going to gear up towards 71k for BTC. Let's see how that is going to play out. And now Ichimoku analysis on a monthly chart for BTC. Titan is saying that despite turbulence, BTC managed to remain above a key macro level. This is very encouraging. Summer might bring a boring market, but the upcoming months are going to be very interesting. So guys, exactly, if we are going to look at the 4-hourly, if we are going to look at the daily, so on and so forth, things might look boring, I understand, but such big moves, such a big transfer of money in the market isn't going to happen within 1 or 2 days, all right? And now apparently this is the end of the bear trap according to Sensei. And funny thing is that what people are saying, that no one is sure if the cycle patterns blah blah blah, and this is something that was happening months ago and blah blah blah. And I do believe that this is basically taking a long time. I do believe that this is where we are at the moment, in which we had many bear trap, little shakiness of normies, etc., flashing leverages, so on and so forth. Nonetheless, I do believe when that parabolic run is going to come, it's going to be unstoppable, especially when that FOMO and euphoria phase is going to kick in, when all of the normies are actually going to, be buying. That's it, what I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.